All right, dudes, let's talk about The Invisible Man from 1933 in preparation for the new Invisible Man that is directed by Lee Winnell and Blumhouse produced, which is really awesome, and I'm so excited for it. It's one of those movies that I feel like is going to be great, and I'm so excited to watch it. So I just reviewed Hollow Man because of preparation for The Invisible Man, and also now today I'm reviewing the 1933 classic The Invisible Man, one that to me is really different than the other Universal monsters that came out in this time period, like Dracula or the Wolfman or Frankenstein or Creature from the Black Lagoon or Phantom of the Opera. Like, these are not humorous characters. They are very creepy characters. And you go into The Invisible Man, and people, if they have not seen this, assume that this guy is dastardly and evil. And based on the new trailer for the new Invisible Man, it seems like that's the fact for that movie, that it's going to be a dark movie. And people think that this is a dark movie if they haven't seen it, but if you've seen The Invisible Man from 1933, this is actually a comedy. Like, this is surprising, and I really love how humorous it is, because the main character is incredibly humorous. Like, he is an asshole, and he is hilarious. He figured out this invisibility, and he has to wear like bandages over his face, which is of course iconic. The imagery on the poster alone right here says it's iconic, and it's been iconic forever. And he goes to this pub, and these people are like, "Who are you? And why are you not taking off these bandages?" And then they realize it's the Invisible Man throughout, and then go on a manhunt for him because he runs away and wreaks havoc by killing hundreds of people and doing random stuff like throwing money out of a bank.
That's the way the money goes. Up goes the weasel. Money, 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 money.
Or taking an old man's bicycle. Like, stuff like that is really awesome and is really hilarious. I really like the performance of the main guy in this movie. He's so funny, and I like how he's a bad guy, but you root for him. Like, he murders like over 100 people, and it's ridiculous. Like, he knocks over a train, a car, all this stuff where you're just like, oh my god, but it is so fun. And like, I've got to say this, for a 1933 movie, how do they do the effects? And I know I've seen how they do the effects like from behind the scenes, but I just can't believe how they did the effects in 1933. It's honestly really incredibly interesting that these effects were done in 1933. I cannot believe that they did invisible, like, on like stuff showing and stuff not showing. Like, it's just an incredible use of practical effects, and one of the first instances of practical effects with the Invisible Man. I really, really love it, and I think it's so great. The effects whenever he, at the end of the movie, stops being invisible, I think is really, really cool, because he starts bringing himself, it's like he's being born but backwards, where like his skull appears and then his face appears eventually. It's such a cool effect, and the effects really are awesome in this movie. And the movie, like I said, is fun. It's a fun Universal monster movie, as opposed to the other ones, which are great but are serious. And this movie is not serious, even though he is the biggest murderer out of all of them. And it's crazy how nuts this guy is. And there's things that I do really enjoy about it, but there's also things where I'm kind of like, oh man, tone it down. Like, there's this old lady character, not old lady, this lady character, at the pub, and she like screams bloody murder, like she'll scream all the time, and you'll just be like, oh my god, like it's nuts. And she's very annoying and just ridiculously over the top. And it's interesting. It's a story that for only an hour and like 15 minutes, I think that it does have its charm. Like, I think it's really fun and really likable. And honestly, on rewatch, I really enjoyed this one a lot more than I expected to. Because, like I said, I do like the other Universal monster movies, but this one really stands its ground in being a different type of Universal monster movie from the ones I've seen. I've only seen the big ones. I haven't seen the other, like, obscure ones, but I want to eventually. But The Invisible Man, this one, I think is a really fun time, and I really enjoyed a lot of things about it. even though the movie's just, it is slow. It's a slow movie, like most of the Universal Monster movies, but it didn't bother me as much on this rewatch. It's fun and enjoyable and goofy. Hey guys, if you like this video, consider checking out my other content. I review a majority of films that are pretty recent, and also older films, and mostly horror as well. Horror is my favorite genre, so I expect a lot of horror. And check out all my links down below. I have a link to Patreon. I have a link to Instagram, link to Twitter, link to my Facebook group, Horror Enthusiast 101, and to my own personal Facebook page, CDR Movie Reviews. And thank you for anybody who watched this video. Thanks for watching.